Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe, but you can call me Miss Chloe. So today is another story time. I know you like my story time, so I'm going to try to do a story time every week or every other week. Maybe every other week, because I don't know if I have that much story times to give you all every week. If I give you all story times every week, I'll probably run out of story time. So I'll do a story time whenever you get my likes to a certain amount. Last story time I asked y'all to get my likes to 100 and y'all did that. Okay, so this story time, let's get this video to 300 likes. Starting small, because you know my channel is so small, so I'm starting off small. Get this video to 300 likes. If you're getting this video to 300 likes, I'm going to do a story time on the time I was a side chick. Now that story time is juicy, so if you're new to my channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you get notified. Turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post a new video. I talk so fast, like I just told my words. So subscribe to my channel. It's very entertaining, very informative. You will not only laugh, but you will probably learn something too if you're like into hair and makeup. So today's story time is about the worst client I ever had. So if you don't know, I don't like to call myself a hairstylist, because I don't even consider myself a hairstylist. Like, I consider myself a wigologist because I make wigs. Okay, that's my specialty. I specialize in making wigs, in coloring wigs, in styling, like wigs on a whole. That's just my I sell wigs, I sell bundles, I still do sewings, but my specialty is wigs. Let's call this client Dishonest Dora. Throughout the whole story and throughout the whole situation, she's very dishonest. So I'm gonna call her Dishonest Dora. It was when I was back in St. Lucia. This client reached out to me and she told me that she wanted to get a sewing done. The way it was back when I was in St. Lucia, like everybody had my number. It was not very hard to get. Everybody knew my number. So she got my number from somebody and she texted me. She was like, hey, I've seen your work. I'm very impressed. I want to get a sewing done. So I was like, okay, no problem. Give me a date and a time. We'll make an appointment for you and you'll come in to get your sewing done. Okay, fine. So she came in to get the sewing done. This is the time frame of the story, right? She came in September to get the sewing done. So when she came in again, she's praising my work. Oh my god, she's like, I know your mother seen my work in person and she's seen my work online and she loves my work. So while I'm doing the sewing, we were talking, you know, I'm doing a client's hair. Most times we always talk. Like I'm very down to earth, so I always talk to my clients while I'm doing their hair, unless I get like a standoffish like vibe from the client. Then I probably won't say anything until the client like talks to me. But generally speaking, I am a very like down to earth person, so I talk to my clients. So we're talking and whatnot, and then she's like, she doesn't mind getting a wig, but she has never had a wig before, so she doesn't know like how the wig will fit her. I'm like, well, all of my wigs look natural. You know, I'm good at marketing my work. Like, I know how to sell my stuff. So I'm telling her, like, you know, all of my wigs look natural. I show her the wig I have on my hair. She was freaking out, saying how she loved how my wigs look natural. She didn't know the one that I had on was a wig. And I was like, yeah, well, this is a wig. And I'm showing her how easy it is to put the wig on and take it off. But like the sewing that I did for her, it was curly black hair for closure. It came out very nice. She was very happy. She was satisfied. She took some pictures. She did a video call of her daughter and all of that. She called everybody, telling everybody how Chloe just did her hair and showing off the hair. Everybody loved the hair. Compliments after compliments after compliments. Sis was happy. And when she was leaving, she was like, okay, well, how much does it cost to make a wig? Because she wants to make a wig with the other set of hair. Now the other set of hair was blonde hair. Keep that in mind, right? I did a closure sewing for her with black curly hair, and she had blonde hair in her bag with a closure to make a wig. So she asked me how much is the wig. I told her it was this amount of money. She made her face like, wow, I didn't know wigs were so expensive. So I'm like, yeah, it's expensive because it's a lot of work. I was like one of the few people in St. Lucia at the time who were making wigs. Like people didn't really know about wigs like that, because there wasn't like a hype about it. So I was one of the few people in St. Lucia who were making wigs, and everybody knew me for wigs. So like, I don't want to brag, but I feel like I was one of the best at the time, and it's like everybody knew Chloe for wigs because I make good wigs. I told her, you know what, that's my price and you get what you pay for. You get a good quality wig for the price. Me being the kind of person that I am, because you say you know my mother and you were so nice throughout the whole service, like we talked and stuff like that, I offered to give her a discount. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna take out $50 off of the entire price. So I tell her I'll make it for you for this price. When I told her to make it for this price, she gave me the hair and she went about her business. Now this is where I went wrong. Usually I always take a deposit. I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're my friend, I don't care if I know you. No matter what, if you want to make a wig from me, I take a deposit. That deposit is basically to secure your wig. So I know that you put money down, you'll come back and pick up your wig when it's done. So I asked her, you know, like, when do you plan on picking up the wig? She's like, oh, she just got her hair done, the sewing is in her head right now, so she doesn't need the wig in a rush. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I tell her, well, when it's ready, I will text you and I will let you know that the wig is ready so you could pick it up. Remember, she gave me blonde hair and the hair was used hair. Keep that in mind. It was a blonde used hair. And she gets home and she texts me. She's like, thank you so much. Everybody love her hair. People think it's her hair. People don't even realize it's the sewing that she has on. She's just so happy about her hair. So then she sends me a picture of her wearing the blonde hair and she's like, she wants the wig to look like that. Now the way she had her hair in the picture, it was like, I think it was a middle part, or it was I can't remember, in a sewing, and she was like, make the wig look natural like that. I tell her, don't worry, the wig will look natural. I promise you the wig will look natural when I'm done with it. So all I did was, when she gave me the hair, she gave me the hair in a Ziploc bag, right? What I always do when I get hair from a client is I have like the sticky note paper. I write down the client's name, the date that they gave me the hair, pick up the, which is the due date, kind of hair it is, what length, frontal or closure, other additional services that they have, like if they want to add color, the deposit, and how much money that's due. So I probably had about 4 other bags there with people's hair. Now the thing is, all the other hairs that I had were brand new bundles. Her hair was the only hair that I had which was used and was blonde. September is done, I make the wig. I text her, I'm like, hey, your wig is ready for pickup. This lady told me my grandfather died. So I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I understand that she's grieving and I don't want to be like a burden to her, you know. I know how it feels when you lose a family member, and something like a wig at the time is not as essential or not as important because you're dealing with the loss of a family member. So I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Take the time that you need. Whenever you're ready, let me know and we can arrange for you to pick it up. I think maybe like 2 weeks passed by, I didn't hear from her. October, I text her again. Hey miss, your wig is ready for pickup. This lady told me, oh, she doesn't have the money right now, she had to pay for her license. I'm like, okay, no problem. I also mentioned to her that I was traveling in November, so she needed to pick up her wig before the end of October. She was like, oh, don't worry, she'll pick it up, but not right now. Maybe next week when she gets money. The next week come, no message, no nothing from her. I didn't hear from her. So I text her again. Hello, miss, your wig is ready. I'm leaving Ireland in a couple of weeks. She says she doesn't have money to pay me right now because she had bills to pay. If you know you have bills to pay, you should not be buying a wig. Prioritize your shit first and put your bills in order. Put me at an inconvenience because you have bills to pay, which has nothing to do with me and my work. I was trying to get her to pick up her wig before I left Ireland. She just kept on giving me excuses. At this point, she's like, oh, she doesn't have time, she's working. So the arrangement was she will deposit the money on my account. After the money is deposited and I see the money on my account, I will give her my aunt's address and she will go pick up the wig with my aunt. I left St. Lucia November 1st. An entire month passes by, right? I don't message her, I don't text her, nothing. I'm just living my life as regular. Now I have my laptop here. On December 10th, this hateful Dora will text my phone at 7:41 p.m. Basically, she's like, hey, good night. Are you back yet? I'm sorry, I've been so busy. I said, no, I'm still overseas. She basically asked me if she still has to collect the wig by my aunt. I'm like, yes. I said, can you deposit the money on my Scotiabank account? She's like, just tell me when to collect it and I will give whoever your money for you and they will deposit it for you. I have been through a rough patch. Just want to get this over with. But then I said, I am not on Ireland and I won't be for a while. I don't trust anyone handling something as valuable as money because chances are I will not get it. Also, that will be creating an inconvenience on my end, seeing that your wig was done and already weeks before I travel and it was your responsibility to collect it on time. So then I tell her, I'm sorry, whatever you're going through, but the direct deposit is the only way I'm accepting my payment method. Like, excuse me, so you don't think I'll give whoever the money for you? I told her, no, that's not what I'm trying to imply. I just don't want anyone holding my money for me when I can get my money directly on my account. That's what I told her. Then she says, I'm not going to make a deposit until I get the wig. I'm not going to make a deposit until I get the wig. I said, ma'am, miss, lady, madam, that is not how business works.
Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
I said, don't you pay first when you make an order online and then the order is shipped to you? Yo, this shit is crazy. So then she tells me she doesn't have time to deposit the money because she's traveling the next day, and she's like, oh, she's dealing with the death of her grandfather. She's like, I'm leaving Ireland tomorrow and won't be back in time to deposit the money in the bank. I said, you're inconveniencing me right now because as the wig has been ready for about 2 months now. At this point, it's already 9 p.m. You want to message me today for tomorrow for a wig that has been ready for months. And now I have to inconvenience myself and go out of my way to check out if my aunt will be home, which I cannot guarantee that my aunt will be home the following day, so you get the wig from her. So she's telling me basically the reason why she wants the wig because she wants to travel with the wig. So I'm like, oh, now you want the wig because you wanted to travel. When I wanted to travel, I wanted my money. I didn't harass for the money. Let you do your thing. Now that you want to travel and you want your wig, you harassing me for the wig. That's how I do business when I'm not in St. Lucia. Anybody who knows me knows that you either deposit them in my account or you pay through PayPal. And when you put them in my account, you have to send me a picture of the receipt so I know that you deposit them in my account, because I could have like 5 people deposit them in my account in one day. So if you put money in my account, I want to know that it's your money and I don't mistake your money with somebody else's money. Dishonest Dora paid me this amount of money. Susie paid me this amount of money. Jasmine paid me this amount of money. So I don't mix Dishonest Dora's deposit with Susie or with Jasmine's deposit. You understand? So I asked her to send me a picture of the thing when she made the deposit. Then she says, and I quote, I don't really need the wig, you know. I'm just being considerate here, that's all. You gave me hair to make a wig for you 2 months ago, or more than 2 months ago, right? On 4 occasions, I've asked you to pick up your wig. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. Your grandfather died. You have to pay your license. You have to pay your bills. You don't have the money right now. That's just bullshit. I said, send me a picture of the receipt when you do it and I'll check my account. I'll contact you by 9 a.m. and hopefully I get my aunt and I'll send you her info for direction. She said, really? It's like you don't trust me. I'm not a dishonest person, okay? So the reason you don't want me to go pick up the wig is because you think I'll not pay your aunt. Wow. Basically, I told her it's my business, it's my rules. If you don't comply with my rules for my business, you will no longer be doing business with me. That's what I told her. That was at 12:05 a.m. I said, good morning. I've made arrangements for the wig to be picked up by you or whomever else you would like to do so on your behalf. Let me know when the deposit is made and I will send you the number of my cousin who is at home and you can pick it up from her. I had called my aunt to find out if my aunt would be home the following day. My aunt told me she was working, so she was like, okay, well, she's gonna leave the wig with my cousin and then my cousin will give the wig to the lady when the lady comes pick it up. So I'm like, okay, I keep that in mind. I sent my cousin the lady's number and I sent my cousin the lady's picture and I said, this is the lady who'll be picking up the wig and she's gonna call you from this number. Be on the lookout for a call from this number or a text from this number. So then the lady sent me a picture of the receipt that she made a deposit on my account. I said, thanks, I got it. So then I sent her my cousin's number and I told her, call my cousin. When she gets there, my cousin will bring the wig outside for her. Then my cousin texts me. My cousin tells me the lady picked up the wig, but the lady wasn't happy. The lady was saying that's not her hair. So I'm like, oh my god. Dishonest Dora is now texting my phone and she's like, hey, I said, did you get the wig? She said, my sister picked it up for me. She sent me a picture and Chloe that does not look like my hair. I'm like, how you mean it doesn't look like your hair? She's like, my hair was not that color. Remember, the lady gave me blonde hair and that was the only blonde hair I had at the time. Remember, the lady sent me a picture of her wearing the same blonde hair telling me that she wants her wig to be made like that. Remember that? I said, okay. I said, oh my gosh, the hair you gave me was blonde ombre with a closure. Then she says, yes, it was used and the closure, I'm seeing it has a small hole in the pot. That's impossible because for one, I did not customize your closure. It was impossible for me to make a hole in her closure. Then she says, my sister was the one who bought the weave so she knows. But I like the color, by the way. So I'm like, okay. You're complaining about that's not your hair, but now you're saying you like the color. So I told her probably when she was taking out that sew-in from her hair, the person who took it out probably made a small hole in the pot, but it definitely wasn't me who made the hole. That's more than likely how it was given to me. I told her I did not customize your wig. I didn't add more color. I did not style it. I didn't even change the separation. Basically, the way she had gave me the wig, it already had a part in the middle, so I made the wig exactly like that. I didn't do any extras. I told her I did not curl the hair. I did not flat iron. I did not style it. I gave it back to you exactly how you gave it to me. I already gave you a discount. I would not take my bleach and add more bleach to your hair and you not pay me to do that. I will not take my time and customize or pluck your closure. You did not pay me to do that. She gave me the hair like that. I make the wig and I gave it to her like that. I did not do anything to it. I said I don't steal or cheat my clients. I give quality work because that's what you're paying for. I said I would never intentionally damage a closure when I did not even customize it to begin with. The woman is trying to convince me that it was her sister who picked up the wig for her. So I messaged my cousin and I'm like, who picked up the wig? She told me the same lady that's in the picture. I'm asking her like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. The same number I gave her, text her on WhatsApp, telling her that she's on her way. And then when the lady got there, the lady called her from her number, telling her that she's outside. My cousin showed me a screenshot of the text of the woman texting her from the same number that she's texting me from, telling her that she's on her way. So tell me, how does your sister have the exact same WhatsApp number as you? How? I tell her I'm sorry if you feel like you're unhappy with the end result, but I worked with what was given to me and it's no fault of mine. I did not do anything to the closure or the hair itself. FYI, you're not a good liar. And I sent her a voice note. She said, Chloe, for your information, when I travel, I don't go with my SIM. I leave my SIM here because it doesn't work. And let me tell you, I have a twin sister, okay? She's identical to me, okay? Please don't judge me, okay? I'm not a liar. That's the dumbest lie I ever heard in my life. She tried to say that her twin sister went to pick the hair up for her. Her twin sister has the same number as her. Even if you have a twin sister, you can be a twin, but twins have a distinct difference. There is something that will identify you as different from your sister. So then I sent her a voice note and I tell her I can't work with these honest people, and I was just done. I blocked her after that. This lady's gonna message me on Instagram. Like she just wouldn't give. I feel like that lady was just being spiteful because even after I gave her a discount, like she was still just mad that she had to pay for the wig. Like basically she was trying to say she'd get a free wig out of the situation. I just could not deal with her dishonesty. It was just lie after lie, and like her lies were catching up with her. That was basically the story about the worst client that I ever had. Worst client that I ever had. She was very dishonest, very manipulative, very spiteful. And that was the only issue I ever had like that. Like I've had small issues with clients, like small issues, but we always resolve our issues. But that client, it was just too much for me to deal with. So I just couldn't take it all. That's the end of my story time. Get this video to 300 likes and I'll drop another story time on the time when I was a side chick. Turn your post notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, I'm gonna talk to you on my next video. Bye.
Bear gal in the army. When we step in at the party, I wanna hook up on a yardie. Watch me dance.